All right. Okay, so this is a website session. We are going to be working on this section. This is the landing page of the website. So landing page of a website basically contains the website logo, the different links. This is platform, features, how it works. And then there is a button here, get the app. So this is basically a website that you just go and then you download the application by clicking this button. So this is a financial website that's, let's say, something like cryptocurrency or stock, or so we have financial tracking platform. Try for free, another button. So this try for free is to download the website, download the app application. Then this button over here says see demo. So this is for viewing how the platform works. And then over here we have 1 million plus every month cashbacks from our client. That's the money they realize every month from cashbacks. And then we have description from a little bit description for the subscription, and then we have a little bit description for the mobile application. So hope you guys are following so far. Are you guys following? Okay. So this is just the landing page of the platform. So this is what we're going to be working on. And after that, we'll see if we can animate it. We're going to try and replicate as much as possible. Okay, so let's get started. I want to, okay. Is any of you guys, are you guys in your Canva? Are you guys logged in into your Canva, or you guys are just following it? Are you guys practicing along so I'll know what I'm working with? Are you guys logged in to Canva? Okay. Mr. Letachku, are you like active? Are you active?
Yes, I'm here. Anything I should do?
Let me just go ahead and join with another device so that I can share this.
Can you hear me?
I can share this web page so that we can practice. So I can place it side by side and then we practice directly. So I wouldn't be switching between tabs, between different tabs. So let me go ahead and use my other device to join.
But I'm here, sir. You mentioned me. I'm here.
So to get started with this design, all we have to do is we head over to the Canva application. I'm using a Canva Pro account, but I'm going to be trying as much as possible to use the free elements so that you guys can follow through. So once you head over to the Canva application, you need to, the layout we are using. This is a landscape layout. So this is landscape. This is not portrait. Portrait is like mobile view. This is like a laptop view and desktop view. So what we have to do is we're going to first of all open a website layout. That's a landscape layout, which is equivalent to this portrait presentation layout. So first of all, we go ahead to click create, and then we select presentation because presentation has that landscape layout. So once I click on presentation, it's going to open this whiteboard, the normal Canva whiteboard. So once it opens the Canva whiteboard, then we are going to start designing the page. First of all, let me go ahead and open the. Okay, I think since my device is having a little bit issues, so we're going to be switching tabs to tabs. So let's get started. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to map out the layouts. Mapping out the layout means we just have to understand what we're working with. Like I said, we have the logo, the different links, and then we have this button over here. This is the menu. Anywhere you see these three dots, three lines, these three lines signifies the drop-down menu. So if you click on this, it's going to display another menu containing different items. And then after that, we start adding write-ups. So we're just going to map out the layout one after the other. So first of all, we have to understand this color, this particular color. So first of all, we have to match the colors. So let's go ahead and match the colors. And for matching the colors, instead of guessing the color, I'm going to go ahead and save this image. So I'm going to show you how to find colors. That's if you don't have any idea the color code and you want to use that particular color, you have to scan for the color. You have to scan the color. But to scan a color, you have to save the image so that once you place it on the platform you are scanning, you are going to get different color codes for that particular color palette. So, for example, I'm done saving the image. I'm going to share my screen. This is my Google page. So I'm going to search Color Finder. So I'll search Color Finder, and then the first option I get here is Color Picker from Image. So I'll click Color Picker from Image, this first one. Now how it works is once you drop the image, after downloading the image, once you drop the image, they're going to ask you to pick the color from the image. So once you pick the color, they're going to show you the color, different colors on the image you just. For example, this particular image, if I hover around it, they are showing me different colors on the image. Hope you guys are seeing it. Are you guys following? If you're following, give me a thumbs up so we'll continue. Okay, so once you drop an image and you hover around it, they're going to be showing you different the different colors on the picture. So to add our own image, we just need to click use your image. That's this button, and then once you click it, you can either drag or drop, or you can just select by clicking browse. So I'm going to select it right now. Let me go ahead and select the image. Now,
it seems someone's hand is up.
Image. You guys see the image?
Yeah. Hello.
The network is terrible, so I want to know if you guys are following.
It's someone's hand is up. I think it's.
Are you guys seeing the picture, the image I added? Can you see the image? Okay. So now once I add the image and I hover around, I can decide to click on any color. And once I click on it, at this right side, you can see the hex code. This is what you need. This hex code is what you need. So once you hover, all the sections we are going to be designing, we're going to be picking the colors from here so that we can have an identical layout. So first of all, I'll click on the background. This background is DCD6D3. That's this color hex. So I'll copy the color hex by clicking this button. And then we hold over to our Canva application. And then we change the background to. Now, if I scroll down, if I want to add the hex code, you just click on this plus sign over here. You click on the plus sign, and then you paste the hex code here. Hope you guys are seeing it. You paste the hex code. Now, once you paste the hex code, it's going to change. That's once you paste the code here, it's going to change. So now we have the color. That's the layout color, just like the website itself. Just like this. So I'm going to leave this particular tab open. That's this color tab, so that anytime we need any color, we come here and pick it, and then we continue from there. Now let's get started. Since we have the layout, that's since we have the normal layout, that's the color of the. I'm going to go ahead and start adding the elements. First of all, we're going to add the navigation bar. That's the menu on top. So first of all, add the menu on top. Then once you add the menu on top, you can start adding the write-ups and every other thing. Now, the menu I'm talking about is this. Now, if you are designing for this particular company, we are going to use their logo. But for this class, I'm just going to add any logo, then we'll just continue. So first of all, let's go ahead to the Elements tab, and then I'll search for logo. So I'm going to get a logo from the graphics session. Let me just add this one. And remember, since we are making an identical design or layout, we need to maintain the pattern. So their logo is black, so we are using black. So like I said, I'll be switching from tab to tab so that you can follow up on what we're doing. So we have Finance Lux, that's the name of the company. So we go ahead and add the name Finance Lux. That's the company name. And now we reduce the company name a little bit, and then we align it at the center of the logo, just like this. After that, we go ahead and group the two together. I wouldn't want anything to be moving around during this design. So anything I'm working on, I'm going to be grouping most of them together so that it's not going to disturb us during the designing. So we have the logo now. The next thing we are going to do is we're going to add this line under the logo, this particular line. Once we add the line, every other thing starts falling in place. So we add the line under. So back to the elements. You guys said you guys have experience with Canva, so I'm not going to be explaining those basic stuff. So back to the elements, you search for a line. Under the shapes, you search for see more, and then you pick a line. So once you pick the line, you're going to place it. Let's place it under, and then we're going to drag it to the extreme. That's from side to side, just like this. So automatically you have the line under. Now, if you feel like the line is too thick, you can still adjust the weights from the menu over here. That's this stroke style. You can adjust it. You can make it big, you can make it tiny. So let's use 2. So we have this. Hope you guys can see the page very well. Hope it's not too tiny. Hope you guys can see the page. Okay. So the next thing we are going to do in this design, we are going to add platform, features, and how it works. Platform, features, and how it works. Now, the way we are going to do it, we are going to add a little body text, platform. Now, instead of adding adding platform and then going to pick another text, we're just going to type it straightforward because we are designing a web page. So platform, then I'll give space. I want the same space in between the write-up. So I'll tap on my space bar like 5 times or 10 times, depending on what I want. So I'll tap on space into 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get. If I feel it's not enough, I will add extra 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now we have 10 spaces between. The write-up is platform, features, and how it works. So you have platform, then we have features. After the features, we tap another 10 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then the last write-up is how it works. Now, the reason I'm tapping the spaces, like I said, is I want to have the equal, I want to have equal spaces between the write-ups, so that everything is going to balance. Now, I'm going to reduce the size, and then I'll place it. Now, watch carefully. I'm aligning it at the center of the logo, thereby balancing the page. I wouldn't want it to be like on top like this. You understand? So you have to watch those lines. Well, if you are placing it, you have to watch the line. The line should be at the center of the logo, just like this, before you do it. Now, since we are done with that, the next thing we are going to do is we are going to add this button over here. Get the app button, and then we'll add this menu. And then, okay, after that, we'll now start going downwards. Although I don't think we're going to finish, because this session is not, so we're going to stop, like, let's say here. So we're not going to, maybe if we have time, we'll complete this session. But I think we're going to just do this place, so you have an idea of what website design looks like. Then if we enjoy the session enough, then the next session we are going to do a full website page design. So let's go ahead and add the button. So we have get the app button, and then we have this menu over here. So let's go ahead and add the button. I think this is too big, so let me reduce it a little bit. Remember the alignment, like I said. Now we're going to add a button. When I say adding a button, you're not going to come to the element and search button. You just need to add a square, then you shape the button yourself. So when I say add a button, I don't expect you to start to search button on the elements menu. So now we have this. I want it to look like this one. So this one has the rounded corners is bent very, very well. So we are going to make sure our own is bent also very, very well. Now on the top menu here, we have corner rounding. So you click on corner rounding, and then you make sure you bend it very well. This is like 50. 50 is perfect. Now once we add the rounding, remember the alignment, we place it at the center, and then after that we add a little body text. Now what we're going to do is, since this write-up here is 27.4 and 23.7, let's just go ahead and make it 24. And then the small body text we are going to add to the button is going to be that same 24. The reason being that we want everything to look proper. Now, if you are designing, you can decide to change the fonts to any font you want, but for this class, you are just going to be using that default Canvas Sans font. So the button is get the app. So let's go ahead and add the button. Get the app. So that's the button. Now the color of the button obviously is white, because if I place a black text on a black button, it's not going to display. So the color obviously is white. So let me go ahead and change the color to white. Now watch carefully. If you are placing this right up on the button, it should be at the center of the button, just like this. So you should see the line should be, there should be a plus line, that's vertical and horizontal line, and then place it at the center of the button so that it looks exactly like this. After that, you just go ahead to group the button with the right up. Like I said, I don't want anything to be moving around. So if I'm moving this button now, it's moving together. You understand? And then the next thing we're going to do, we are going to add that menu over here. We can decide to search for menu. If you search for menu, you can get that menu. Like I said, you can get the menu. If you don't want to search for menu, let's assume you are not using a Canva Pro account. You can just add lines. Let me show you how to do it. You can just add three lines, and then group the three lines together using the same space. You're still going to serve as that menu. So let me assume I don't want to use this one, and I added this one. So I will change the strokes. I'll make it thick a little bit like this, and then I reduce it to some extent, and then duplicate it. Now, if I duplicate it, it's going to have the same space like this. So after that, I group it together, and then I use it for my menu, just like that. So that's how you do it. If you're not using a Canva Pro account. But I'm using a Canva Pro account, so I'll just go ahead and search for menu on the navigation bar, and then I'll add it. Now the menu also, you have to align the menu to the center of the button, so that all the stuff on this menu bar, this is called navigation bar. All the stuff on this navigation bar is looking aligned. So we are done with navigation bar. We are done with this session. Just like you're seeing it. Once I scroll down a little bit, the next thing we're going to be doing is adding this. So you first of all go with the write-ups are not a problem. You can decide to start from this side, which is not a problem, or you can decide to start from this side. But let's just go ahead and start from the left side. If you guys are following so far, give me a thumbs up so that we continue. All right. So the first write-up is explore a 14-day free trial. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding write-ups upon write-ups. So the first write-up says explore a 14-day trial. So let's go ahead and add it. Explore a 14-day trial. Now we're going to mimic the page as much as possible. Now we have this button over here, this arrow button beside the write-up, and also this free trial is bolded. So we are going to bold it, and then we'll add this button over here. So 14-day trial. So we're going to bold these two together. Only these two. So bold the two together, and then we add that button. Now to add that button, I don't know what the button is called. So I will just form my own button because I don't have time to start searching for the button over and over. I don't have time for that. So we'll go ahead and add the button. So that button in particular, let me explain the button for you. The button, a white button, but it has a black border, and then it has an arrow inside it. So we'll go ahead and do that. So we added a circle. Change the circle to white color, and then we add the stroke. This stroke style is also border, so we add stroke style to it. Then we reduce it. When you are designing, you are meant to be zooming in and zooming out, so you see what you're doing. So let me just go ahead and zoom in. But since I'm reducing the button very, very small, I have to zoom in so that I see what I'm doing. Go back to the elements, then we'll add an arrow. So let me go ahead and search for an arrow. So I have to reduce the arrow. After doing everything, I'll now zoom it out. I want it to be little. So I'll place the arrow at the center. Now watch also the alignment. You see a plus sign inside. So that means it's at the center. After that, I group the two together. And now I can resize it further, just like this. Now moving to the left side, since I zoomed the page, I don't want to make the button too big, too small. So I'll just go ahead and place it like this. And then I will zoom out. So have something similar. If you feel like the border is too much, you can still reduce the border. If you feel like it's too much. Well, I'll just leave it like this. Now, the next thing we are going to add financial tracking platform. Financial tracking. So we go ahead and add a header because that right up is thick. So add financial. I don't know why my keyboard is messing up. Financial. Click enter just to go to the next page, the next line. Financial tracking platform. Now, doing this, you have to be careful. The first letters are capitalized, while the second, the other ones are normal. So now I want to remove bold on this one. Remove bold on this one too. I want to just make emphasis on the tracking. I want to make emphasis on the tracking. So that's why I'm going to do it like this. Are you guys following? Are you guys following? Okay, so now if you want to make emphasis on financial, let's assume I want to make emphasis on platform. Everybody knows it's a platform, so there's nothing special about platform. Financial is also important, but if I want to make emphasis on financial, I'll just bold this one and leave this other two. But I'm making emphasis on tracking because the most important thing this platform does is they track finances. That's the importance of the company. So that's why I made this one bold. Now remember, I didn't group this one. Now I want to shift it, so I have to group it. So I'm not going to stress myself if I'm shifting it a little bit up. So I don't want to have any issues with that. Now I'll just go ahead and add this. Let's visit the page again to see how it looks. Now the alignment is from the button itself. That's like this from the button. After that, we have try for free button over here, and then we have demo button. So let's go ahead and align the right up, and then we'll add try for free button. So the right up is aligned at the button. So as you can see, we have the line showing us is aligned right now. And I feel like the right up is kind of jam-packed because of the fonts we are using. So let me just go to advanced settings and then space it out a little bit, just like this. I'll space it out a little bit. I don't want to change the fonts. The next thing we are going to add is a button under, which is try for free. Instead of adding any button, since we have this button over here, we are going to duplicate this, and then we'll bring it down, just like that. But the right up for this one is try for free. So we just double click on the get the app, and then write try for free. Now see the importance of using a unified font size. I changed the right up, but it didn't fall off. It didn't fall off the button. That's the try for free didn't fall off because the font is the same. But if I had a different font here, let's say I have a bigger font, and you see what's happening. So it's going to mess up the work. So that's why you have the same size. This one is 24 fonts. This one also 24 fonts. This right up also 24 fonts. So we maintain some fonts. We don't use too much fonts on the pages. We have to maintain some sort of uniformity between the elements. The next thing we are going to do is we are going to add this demo button, see demo. And as you can see, the see demo is underlined, and then we have a play button. This is called a play button. So going back to Canva, we'll go to elements, we add type of play button. Let's see if we're going to have play button. If we don't have play button, we create our own. So we have play button. I don't know if the button, okay. The button is outlined. This, I think this is it. Yes, this is it. But now, if you don't, like I said, if you are using, whenever I'm doing this, whenever I'm picking an element, and you don't, the element over here is for pro account, so it's free. So if you don't see what this one is actually free, but if you don't see what you're looking for, like I said, all you have to do is create your own. Now, creating this button, I don't know if I should be going back and forth with this, but let me just do this one. But this is the last time I'm going to do this type of, you guys should know what I'm talking about. Creating this button, you just have to add a circle. Now, if you search for circle, you add your circle. This is the black circle. What we're going to do is we click on the color of the circle, and then we'll make it colorless. This is colorless. There's no color. And then once it's colorless, we add the border. This is stroke style. We use our hand and add the border. After that, we go to the element again, and then we add a triangle. You can use a triangle, or you can search for play. You can still see this button inside it. So you can decide to use a triangle, decide to add a play by yourself. So if you're adding a triangle, you have to rotate it. You get the right degree, and then you place it at the center. Hope you guys are understanding what I'm saying. So this is just in case you are using a free account and you don't see the stuff you're looking for. But like I said, since I'm using a paid account, let's just continue. This is actually free and paid account. So like I said, we align it. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. Let's just go ahead and see. Okay, we'll make it a little bit smaller. The right up over here, this C demo is actually smaller than this try for free. So you should be aware of what you're doing. It's a little bit smaller. So we reduce this further like this. Align it to the center of the button like this. And then we'll add another text. Little body text. Little body text we have been using is 24 fonts. So let's do this one like 20. Let's say 21. And then we write C demo. The C demo is bolded, so it's still going to display C demo. And then since we added the C demo, we're going to bold it, and then we click underline over here to underline it. Align it also. Once you align it also, I think should be done with that session. Let's see what we have. Okay, so the only difference is the fonts they are using. The font is not the same as our own fonts. Now for this session, let's go ahead and do this session. We have 1 million plus. 1 million plus. We have this rectangle that has rounded corners. So we just have to make this shape. This has gradient shape. It has a dark color. It has two colors actually. So we are going to make it, create it. So let's go ahead and add the shape so we can create the gradient color. So add a rectangle. So under shape, we pick a rectangle. And then we curve the rounding, as we curve it. Expand it a little bit. Now, let's see if we can get the color. Now, if I click on the color, we have the solid colors over here. And then if you scroll down, we have gradient colors. And if I select a gradient color, for example, I can decide to change it over here. If I click on the plus sign to customize it. Now, customizing it, if I click on the first one, as you can see, this side, let's go ahead and see how it looks. This side is darker, and then this side is lighter. So let's go ahead and pick something like that. This side is darker, this side is darker, while this side is lighter. So this is perfect. But we have a problem because we don't know the colors that are existing there. So we head over to that color finder once more. We go to the color finder, and then we pick this color, this darker color. This darker color is B1A79F. That's the darker color. So we head back to the Canva. We click on it, we edit it. Then for the darker color, we paste this color, that's the darker color. And then for the lighter color, let's pick the lighter color. Pick the lighter color. And then go back. You know, gradients, we have 3 sessions, 1, 2, 3. So let's go ahead and see how it goes. So the second color over here, we paste the lighter one. The third color also, paste the lighter one. So you have something like this. But the problem is not dark enough, so we have to darken it a little bit further. So the first color,
UK. The group of my friend can have a talking stage and I confess.
we darken it a little bit. So just shade the colors. Once you have the basic colors, you can shade it through design, so you get something similar to the design, like I said. So this is what we have. So, but on the design itself, all the colors are uniform, almost the same color throughout the shape. For our own, this right side is kind of lighter. So let's go ahead and adjust it a little bit. So we darken it. One. We darken it also. Okay, let's go with that. So after that, the next thing we are going to do is we're going to add 1 million plus. 1 million plus. Okay, so 1 million plus, we add a subheading. 1 million plus, just like that. And then we place it. We place it over here. Are you guys following so far? What you guys are following? Okay. So we have 1 million plus. The next write-up we have is every month cashback for that is every month cashback for clients. Now we are going to make this 24. So we'll maintain that the size of that write-up. So we are going to do 24. So that means we are going to expand this a little bit just to accommodate that write-up. I think the shape is too curved. So I will go ahead and adjust it a little bit so that I need the rounded corners of this. I think it's too curved. We have 51, so let's go ahead and do 50. 50 is okay. So far so good. We have 1 million plus every month cashback. So we're maintaining the same font, 24, and the same with this. Okay, so we're 1 hour into the class. So the next thing we are going to do is we go ahead and group this together with the button, with this shape over here, so that we can move it around if we want. So this is grouped, this is not grouped. So we group this one and the C demo together. Okay, this one is grouped together. So we are successfully grouped the sessions together. Now, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to work on this section. There is this place. So first of all, we have a normal box. This is normal rectangle, curved rectangle. We have another rectangle, but this one contains a picture. So we're going to use a frame for this. At the back of this one, we have another rectangle at the back. So let's go ahead and do it. So we add the first rectangle. So after adding the first rectangle, the first one is aligned with this right up, this explore 14-day trial. So align it, we see that line, so align it with that first one. And then we place it at the half of the page, just like this. Because the original design is placed kind of half of the page, almost half of the page. So we'll do that also. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add the second rectangle, which is the one that has the picture. So what we're going to do is we're going to use frame for that. So let's go ahead and search for frame. Now, once we add the frame, we are going to try to, I think the frames can be curved like so we have to run the frames. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? If can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, give a thumbs up. Okay, so my network disconnected. I had to switch to another one. So just in case I go off the class, just wait for me, I will join back, just in case. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to search for frame, and then we add a frame to the design. Just look for a picture. I don't want to go ahead and snip, like I don't want to start snipping this picture. So we're going to use another picture. This is just for practical purposes. That's why I'm just taking time to run it. So we search for frame. So this one is plain frame. This one has rounded corners. So let's go ahead and add the one that has rounded corners. You can still decide to remove the rounded corners if you want to. So that means it's adjustable. So once you add the frame, let's go ahead and make sure the frame looks like this particular one. So we started from the up, the aligned with this box, and then it stopped in between the button. That's this button. That's this line. So let's go ahead and do the same thing. So align with this box, drag it all the way to the center of this button. Hope you guys are seeing my alignment. Can you see the alignment? Okay. So make sure you use the lines. Make sure you use the lines. Very, very important. And the next, we're going to add another shape at the back. This is another shape at the back. And then we're going to use gradient color to fade it, just like this one. We're going to fade it. Let's not worry about the image for now. So we're going to find a picture to use for that. It's not a problem. Okay, let's go ahead and add. So let's duplicate this box. Now, this started halfway, that's almost at the ending, and then straight down. Let's go ahead and do the same thing. Almost at the ending. If you have any issues with alignment, you can use your arrow keys to adjust whatever you want to adjust. So something like this, we have something like this. And then all we have to do is we have to fade this after moving it to the back. So using position, we send it backwards. That's back of the picture. And then we have to adjust the colors by using gradient color. So let's go ahead and add gradient color. And then over to the changes, you can start fading it. So firstly, for the gradient, the down part is light, while the upper part is darker. So for that reason, I'm going to flip this over to angle 180 because what I selected over here, as you can see, this one has darker, the down part is darker, while the upside is lighter. So I have to turn the shape around. Now let's start adjusting. Now, since the upper side is darker, although it's not as dark as, so we're going to pick these two, use the pick tool. Let's just pick this color over here, and then for the downside that is light, we're going to pick the background color just like this. Hope you guys understood what I just did. If you don't understand, let me just repeat it again. So for the gradient, once I did the gradient, I selected this one because this one has, we have to make the upside darker, the downside lighter. But this one I selected, only the downside is darker and the upside. So I had to turn the shape upside down, angle 180. Then after that, I added the light color to the dark side and the dark color to the upper side. I think this is too dark, so let's just go ahead and adjust it a little bit so that it looks like this. So since we are done with the adjustment, let's just go ahead and add a color, add a picture to, let's just go ahead and add a picture so that it looks a little bit okay. But first of all, let me just make this lighter, this shape. I think it's too dark. Okay, let's just go ahead and add a picture. So let's search for a lady. Now, remember, if you are designing for a company, you should know the kind of pictures you use and stuff like that. But this is just a class. And if you are designing for a company, you can get inspirations from other websites. You can get inspirations from other websites. So you can manipulate your own design, like I said. Let's go ahead and use this. So I will just crop it a little bit. I don't need much of the background, so let's just go ahead and crop it. After that, you just drag it into the shape. Now, if you notice, the shape is pronounced. That means it has a background, it has a border, but it's not visible. So let's just go ahead and do it. Go ahead and add a border. This is black border, and that's not what we want. So we'll add a black border. The black border, we are going to change it to something else, a darker color. It's not going to be that visible, but you will know that there's a border there, just like this. So you know that the frame has a border, but it's not visible, but you just know. So that works perfect for this design. So let's go ahead and continue. The next thing we need to do is we add this button over here, circle button, and then an arrow. Let's go ahead and add a circle. So we have a black circle. That's not what we want. Now we place the circle in between these two shapes. We are using the alignment, so we are seeing the line in between, just like in this one. It is placed in between these two shapes. And then since we are done placing it, the only problem we have right now is the color. So we head over to the picker tool and then pick the color. So the color is F, 2F, 24F, 1B, just like this. Head over to Canva, paste the color. So that's the importance of opening that color picker, so that any color you feel like, this applies to any design you are doing. If you have issues with the colors, you can just open the color picker and then you pick any color you want anytime you want. So you will not get confused. Okay, so let's go ahead and search for arrow. Let's search for arrow. So add an arrow to the center. I don't know why that's giving me another shape. Just go ahead and search for it. We search for arrow under shapes. Let's see if we get something. Okay, I think we have. Let's see the type of arrow they're using. Okay, the short form of. Okay, so we use something like this. I think it's too thick actually. Let's go under graphics and check if we see something better. Okay, this is better. Let's go ahead and remove this one. So we have this. What we're going to do is we're going to reduce the size like this. And then we do, let's say 40 degrees. I think that angle is 40 degrees also. And then we'll place it. Like I said, always watch the alignment. So place it at the center. There's a plus sign there. The plus, that's the vertical and the horizontal line. So place it at the center of. I know the arrow is, if I keep searching, I'm going to see this particular arrow though, but I don't have that time. So we place it there and then we write, take your expenses under control. So let's go ahead and do that. Take your expenses under control. I'm going to duplicate. Okay, let me just go ahead and add a body test. Little body tests. Take your expenses, and then the expenses on this one under control is the last one. Under control. I think everything is a small letter, so let's go ahead and do it. You guys should give me a minute so I reconnect my network. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, just give me a minute. We're almost done with the design. I'm trying to switch to another network. So we have like 10 minutes to finish the. Well, about 10 minutes to finish the course. So we add the other elements and then. Any confusion so far? Any questions so far? Is there anybody else? Anybody with question? Igechukwu, Emmanuel Kamsi Ochukwu. Okay. You guys should let me know. Yeah. I have 3 different networks and 3 of them are messing up. Okay. Can someone share their screen so I see what you guys have done so far, if that's possible, while I fix this network issue? Can someone share their screen? Has anybody been following so far? Can you guys hear me? Okay. Okay, so Ikechukwu. Okay. Ikechukwu, the problem you have with your design is you have a problem with the font sizes and then the alignment. But besides that, you are doing a great job. So you have a problem. Okay. We have a problem with the font sizes. Like I said, the other button, the get app button, you should have duplicated it and added and brought it down for the try for free button. And the font is not the same, so that means that's why the other one fell off. The financial tracking platform also, the font is too much. The finance Silux, that's the company name, the font is off. So that's just the problem you have with your design. So let's continue. You can stop sharing your screen right now. Okay. So just like I'm saying now, these write-ups over here, once you get the fonts, that's the font size is correct and the alignment, automatically your designs are going to be good. So it's not that difficult to run. So let's just try and finish the code before my network disturbs again. So let's go ahead and align this. And then we change the size to 24. So if you're using 24 for all these small write-ups, you have to maintain You have to maintain the font so that everything looks perfect. So you have take your expenses under control. I think that's take your expenses under control. That's this one. After that, the next thing we're going to add is subscriptions, mobile applications. And for that, I'm going to steal this. Okay, let's just go ahead and create it. Subscriptions, mobile applications. For that, let me just go ahead and duplicate this right up. For the first one, subscription, and then I give enough space, mobile application. Yeah, that's perfect. Now, based on the alignment, the mobile application moves after the frame. That's after the frame, just like this. So we just check it out. Mobile application. I don't think I can do that because the layout is different, kind of different. So it's going to fall off. So let's go ahead and bold this because that one is bolded. And then the next thing we are going to do is we are going to add the buttons, the icons beside it. See these two icons. I don't actually know the icons because the platform obviously is not what we're designing, but we're going to look for alternative icons to use. Now, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to add a circle, first of all. Circle. A circle. Remember, if you're like I said, if you want to work on circle icons just like this, you have to zoom it in so that you see what you're doing. Now, I want it to be not to be too big or too small, so I will go with this. This looks okay. I'll work on this and then duplicate it. So let's do white button, white circle, and then it has a stroke. We do 2 strokes, just like this. Let's go back and see. So we have that white and then stroke, and then the icon inside. So we are done with this. So now we have to duplicate it into 2 places. After that, we now zoom it out. Then we'll place the second one. Let's go ahead and reduce this space between. I want to bring it a little bit closer. So we have something like this. And then what we're going to do next, we're going to add icons inside of it. I'll search for subscription icon. So I'll write subscription. Subscription. Icon. Now, since we don't know that particular icon, we're going to use alternative. So subscription icon, let's just use this one because we don't have much time. Now, again, I have to zoom in. Now, what I'm going to do is, since this is going to be small, very, very small like this, so that if you place it at the center, it's going to look proper. I'll just leave it here. And then I'm also going to look for mobile application icon. I'm going to show you the reason for in a minute. Let me just, I want to show you the reason I zoomed it in. Now, mobile application icon, let me go ahead and look for something. Maybe let's use this one. I don't know how it's going to look, sure, but let's use it. Now, the reason I'm zooming this in, I want to make sure these 2 icons are of the same size. This one and this one. I want to make sure they're of the same size. So to do that, you place this one at the top like this. So as you're seeing that line, Are you seeing that line on top of the icon? Okay, so once you place the line, once you place it and you're seeing that line on top, you leave. We are still having the same network issues. Can you guys hear me? Okay, sorry about that. Let me just try and fix it up. We're almost done. Once we are done with that session, we are going to be done. All right, we are back. Can you guys hear me? Okay, so we have this particular one. We are going to go ahead and search. I want to look for something that doesn't have for us not to waste much time, let's just go ahead and add this. I don't know if that's going to serve. Let's just go ahead and use this, please, so that we just tidy up the class. Okay, so like I said, you place this at the top like this. You see the line at the top, you leave it, and then you drag it from the bottom, and then you see the line under. That means the two icons of the same size. That's the reason I zoomed it in, so you see what's. Now I place it at the center of the circle. You place it at the center of the circle. Then for this one also, you place it at the center of the circle. Now the two icons are aligned. So once I zoom out, it looks okay. So I think at this rate we're almost done. So the remaining thing is just this shape under here. Let me just go ahead and do that first. I don't think we have much spaces, but let me just try and do it. So we have this and this. Now we're going to reduce this one a little bit. Change the color to white. And then we place it under this one. That's how it looks. And let me move this one up a little bit like this. Position backwards. Now for the little things on this page, you see this over here. These icons over here, this little stuff, this thing over here. This one also. You can go ahead and search for stuffs and add. You can use lines to create this. This one is line. Try and you add a triangle to the line. Use another line, just like that. You can just drag and drag these shapes. but I'm not going to be doing it because of time. And the last thing I'm going to do for this session is just add the 70K downloads. Coupled with the fact that I have network issues. So let's just do that. 70K downloads. So for the 70K downloads, we add a subheading 70K. 70K. And then the download under it is kind of small write-up. So let's do download. Let's see if we can style it separately. 70K downloads. Now for the downloads, we're going to reduce the size of the downloads to 24. So we'll see how it looks. And then we're going to remove the bold for the downloads. After that, since we want to bring it closer to each other, we reduce the line spacing. The line spacing is going to make it come closer to the, for example, let me show you. You see what's happening. So line spacing, we have to reduce it so that it comes closer to the 70K, just like this. After that, move it to the. Now, if you look carefully, it's not looking the same because the font is different. So anytime you want to do it, make sure to use the perfect font for this kind of stuff. Let me go ahead and reduce the 70K a little bit. Adjust the line spacing a little bit. So we have something like this. 70K downloads. Okay. Like I said, 70K downloads. Like I said, all those shapes we are seeing in the design, all those little shapes, like this stuff under, you can just create them yourself if you want to add those things. This one also. This one also. You can get all these things. You can use lines and shapes, other distance to create it. But for this class, I'm not doing it. This write-up under here also it's just a write-up. Let me just, I don't know if I can just copy it. I don't want to spend time copying that stuff. So I can just decide to add the write-up. Let me just duplicate this one. And then, for example, let's assume this is the write-up. You can place this second write-up and place it also. So just like that, you can still do it if you want to add the write-ups. So that's basically what web page design looks like. Let me go ahead and present it so you see it in full screen. So besides the shapes, the shapes we didn't add, the little shapes we didn't add, this is what this particular section of the website looks like. So everything is identical. So for website designs, what you normally do is you create this. You can go to Pinterest, you get ideas. Let's head over to Pinterest and let's see what they have. You get ideas about different types of websites. So you can just design this, then send to the person that needs the website. The person is going to pay for the design. So you design different pages of the website, and then you send it, you send the whole file to the, okay, let me just, for example, this particular one is a website page. So as you can see, you have different sections. So you can just get an idea of how the website is going to look. Once you are done designing it, you send it to the person. The person is going to, it's very, and website designs are very, very expensive. because you design the pages one after the other. So let's assume if I click, for example, if I click get app, get the app, I will now have to design the next page and the contents of the next page. That's what's going to be on the next page where you see get the app. If I click how it works, the next page should show me write-ups about how the website works and stuff like that. So you design each of these pages one after the other. You design this platform, you design this features page, you design how it works, you design get the app. Once you design all these pages one after the other, you are going to have a full file like this. You see, this one is full. What I mean by a full file is you have this long design, this something like this. You have this kind of long design of the different pages. This one also, this one is very long. So this is what you get. And once you get the, let me zoom it in a little bit. So once you get this kind of layout, this is what you sell to the customer. The person pays you for your design, and the person is going to give it to the website developer to program it. The person that is in charge of building the site itself. So that's how you. There are other apps you can use to. There are other apps you can use to design this. We have Figma. You can use Figma to design it. You can use other platforms, but nobody uses Canva because they feel like it's difficult, or some feel like it's not going to do a great job. But as you can see, you can use Canva to create website designs, just like this one we just did. So that's it for today's class, guys. If you have any question, you can go ahead and ask your question. The video is going to be available also, so you can still watch the videos if you want to check something out. But if you have a question, go ahead and create and ask a question. Any questions? Manuela said no. Ikechku said no. Okay. Someone shared their screen. I think Ikechku shared their screen before. That your design, just make sure to change the fonts. This one is 24. This one is 62.3. Just make sure the sizes of the write-ups are perfect. So it's not going to be too big or too small. Just like my own, I use 24 for these small write-ups. Even this write-up on this button, this one also. So make sure to use perfect, and make sure you align this. If you align it, it's going to look perfect like this. Make sure you align it. The write-ups on the button, the alignment is centered. So that's so back to having the network issue. I'm trying to log in again, but I don't know. So that's it for today's class, guys. The video is going to be available also. So if you feel like you want to watch the video to check out some things, you can still do that. Since you guys don't have any question, let's call it a day. So hope you enjoyed the class. If you enjoyed the class, go ahead to give a thumbs up. So we can go ahead and end the class. Thank you very much for attending the session. We are going to try and create new class and more classes every weekend so that you guys can join. If you guys don't join the classes, I will stop running the class. So if you have friends, you can invite for the classes. You can also invite your friends for the classes so that the classes are going to be asked. But you guys can go ahead and log off from the class. We are done. Bye, bye, Ikechukwu.